My name is Edvardas Malevanis. I am a senior investment analyst here at Quantum Advisory, and today I'll talk about natural capital. It is quite a new term that we're hearing everywhere, especially in investments. We are seeing a growing appetite for natural capital investments in institutional portfolios, such as pension funds, endowments, as well as new products and investment vehicles being launched. In this short video, I'll try to demystify the concept of natural capital and explain what it actually is. Please note that this video is not an investment advice and is intended for informational purposes only. You can think of natural capital as being the stock of natural resources and ecosystem, both renewable and non-renewable, that provide various benefits and services. There is often an overlap between categories and a link to human capital and manufacturing. For example, it can include sunlight and atmosphere, it can be fresh waters, oceans, land and soils, or even raw materials and minerals. As investors, we are more concerned of how to capitalize and make money out of any investment. Therefore, investable assets and sectors include agriculture and farmland that are being used interchangeably. It can be timberland. It can include infrastructure, such as renewable energy from solar, energy from wind. It can be commodities, such as silver, cotton, coffee, gold, you name it, or it can even be carbon credits that are a recent development and essentially are permits to emit carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases and are used to offset emissions. There are several different ways to access the natural capital market. The most straightforward and obvious way would be a direct investing. For example, purchasing and holding a direct asset, such as a farmland or a solar array. However, you can imagine that buying a farmland would require quite a big capital commitment, as well as it would give a concentrated risk. Therefore, this is not the most efficient way to invest. There are better approaches to invest, and our preferred approach would be to either invest in a fund that manages direct projects, such as limited partnership structure that develops and manages infrastructure or other natural capital projects. An advantage of this approach would involve professional management as well as portfolio diversification. However, you should note that this investment involves higher management fees for the fund manager as well as complex agreements that can be quite lengthy and difficult to understand. An alternative way and a cheaper way would be to invest in a fund that holds listed company shares that derive a significant proportion of their revenues from natural capital projects. This would be the most liquid and the cheapest approach to invest. However, you need to note that this provides a higher correlation to equity markets as well as higher market risk, such as beta. A key question to ask ourselves, of course, is what is the future of natural capital investments? And there are several aspects to consider. Firstly, investor awareness. There is a growing investor awareness of opportunities that natural capital assets offer outside of the traditional equity and bond portfolios. In fact, natural capital assets are receiving increasing attention and capital flows. A recent research conducted by Gresham House, which are the 9th largest natural capital managers, they showed that 50% of UK asset managers are either already invested in natural capital assets or are looking to allocate within the next couple of years. Another example would be Calpa's commitment, who are the biggest US public pension plan in the US. They committed around $25 billion to invest into natural capital projects such as renewable infrastructure. Another aspect to consider is international policies such as net zero targets or sustainable development goals, also known as SDGs. Combined with increasing climate-related reporting requirements for large investors, such as pension schemes over £1 billion in size, these are creating political incentives and are almost pushing these large asset owners to invest into natural capital assets that often have sustainability credentials at their core. These aspects support a favorable future outlook for this asset class. In this short video, we discussed what natural capital is, looked into the possible ways to access it, and how the recent developments and regulations are shaping the future prospects for natural capital. I hope that now you have a better understanding of what that natural capital is.